All right, so what I want to talk about today right quick is the difference between restoring or dealing with restoration and just doing a paint job. One of the biggest examples of restoration is what I'm doing right now. Is I'm heading to get fluids for that 70 SS Monte Carlo that I've been working on for off and on for a year now. I had fluids and used up what I had, so I'm gonna replace what I had with, and then buy what else I need. But I do this all by myself. I don't have people to run errands for me. I don't have a helper. So, it's me, myself, and I. And when the cars, especially when the person lives in Alabama, and a lot of the restorations that I do, and a lot of the restorations, if you do this kind of stuff, you're going to encounter, you're going to start to do work for people inside of town. And the reason they're coming to you is because they trust you and they know you're going to do them a good job. And I'm happy that they trust me. But all at the same time, if you're doing a restoration for someone close by that lives in your town, and really, they would have to live pretty close for them to be able to run the errands for you. Another thing, a lot of people just don't want to deal with it. So when they bring it to you, they want to do their thing. They want you to handle it. So here I go buying fluids, and then I've got to coordinate. You've got to coordinate interior. You've got to coordinate mechanical parts. I'm the one who makes basically all these phone calls. I have gotten customers to buy some things as I can. I usually get their card numbers, and I use their cards to purchase their parts. I prefer not to deal with, having to pay off my own credit card bill with their money. I mean, if you do that, that's fine. You can get the points or whatever, and it's just more for me to keep up with. So one day, I might do that. But right now, I just try to stick to buying as little as I can with my own money, unless they send me a check. That's just a few of the tidbits that might help you out there. That's kind of what I do. That way I don't have to handle other people's money, and I don't really like handling other people's money. So also don't take large amounts of money up front. I get enough to cover materials that I'm going to burn the first few weeks, and then after a week or two, 20 to 30 hours, I'm getting paid. Don't let labor build up. Don't take large amounts of money up front. And that's what works for me. Now, if you have a $500,000 building, you might have to do it another way. But and me, myself, and I don't have employees. I'm not saying in the future or in the near future, I may have a helper come over, someone I trust, to do a few things for a few hours at a time here and there, but that does not distort what I like to do and the schedule I like to set for myself. I like the flexibility to just leave whenever I want to and show back up whenever I want to. If you've got employees that you've got to worry about unlocking the door for, or in my case, they have to go in my house to use the restroom, I'm going to have to be there. I could, of course, install a toilet or a bathroom in the shop if I had to, but that's another perk of just it being me. But as I ride in this car heading to get those fluids, you got to understand when you are doing restorations, this is the type of stuff that you're going to be doing. You're going to be going to in my case, I'm going to Antryville, running back and forth to get parts from Tommy Alewine at TKM. I'm going to Spartanburg to pick stuff up at Kimbrell's. I'm going to Walmart, that I hate to go in, by the way, to get transmission fluid and antifreeze and oil. You're doing all of this stuff. and you're going to the parts store to find belts to the right size. You're doing it all. And again, when you're doing restoration work out of town, it's just the way it is. Now, can you charge for your trouble of running around? Sure. That's just like labor time. Now, don't get stupid with it. Be respectful of people, and if you already are heading that direction anyway, kind of like I am today. Was going to be within a mile of Walmart, so I'm not on the clock right now. It's just the way it is. Try to be fair with people, and they'll be fair with you. Always be honest with them, up front with them, and just kind of over exaggerate what stuff is going to cost. That's the way I do it. That way, when it's less, they're happy, and they don't feel like you took you for a ride or anything. But so anyway, that's just a few of the thoughts I had for today. So just keep that in mind. Paint jobs, pretty much go to the paint store, paint it, send it on its way. Even on the classic cars, if you're just doing a paint job, you're not doing any reassembly. I do paint jobs on cars, or I do a repaint on a car where I take it apart and put it back together. That's still a lot different than an actual restoration where the car is being built from the ground up. So just keep that in mind. When I first started this, I was basically doing paint jobs. It's turned quickly into paint jobs and restoration, and some odd jobs here and there. Like this week I painted at 4Runner. I stay away from that stuff most of the time. My modern car work, if I get any, is fill-in work strictly. I do classic cars. That is what I do. So with that being said, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. I put out a lot of this stuff on restoration tips, way I do it, why I do it this way, and why I do things the way I do things. What makes me me, I guess. But with that being said, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. This has been Jared 1970 Monty. Have a good day, everybody.